Hello everyone, welcome to Geology Concepts. I'm Vaibhav Jain and today I have with me Sumit Singha. He was our live class student for IIT-JAM 2022 batch and recently has secured All India Rank 6 and an offer from IIT Bombay, right? Congratulations Sumit, and
Thank
you
you very
must be
much, sir.
feeling really happy for that. And can you just
Very happy.
briefly introduce yourself and then we can start on the journey that you had with us in your preparation?
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Sumit Singha. I come from Assam, and currently I'm in Guwahati. I'm studying here in Cotton University. I'm in my last semester. My last semester exams are just about to begin from last week of June. Then hopefully, not hopefully, for sure I'll be joining IIT Bombay soon in
Definitely.
July.
Yeah. So yeah, that's actually a commendable job that you have done, Sumit, and we all are really happy for that, what you have done. And I remember you saying that that was your dream college, right? IIT Bombay. There was one time in class I asked every student that what is your dream institute, and you were the one chose IIT Bombay, and now you're getting it. So that's absolutely fantastic that you're getting it. So how it has been the preparation, the journey that you had with us, or at your end?
It has been a beautiful journey and a challenging one as well. Like
Yeah.
I started preparing in my third semester, but I wasn't that confident. But so with the help from geology concept and some effort from myself, I slowly started gaining confidence. Then towards the end, I was sure that yes, I'm gonna do something good in the entrance exam in the jam, but uh, I never thought it will be this good. Like I will get a single digit rank. I never thought this.
Yeah. So no, that was actually really good. Yeah, it's not necessary that you get a single rank to get into IIT Bombay, but yes, the what you have achieved is actually like fantastic. There's no such thing that you always top in an exam, and this is what you have done is also topping the exam only, right? Because see, top rank, first, second rank, these are not something that you don't get because you don't know things. You know a lot of things, but things didn't go that way on the day of exam, right? So it is why you didn't get top rank, but there's no regret in that, right? Because ultimately you're getting what you deserved and what you desired for. So that's not a
Exactly.
problem, right? So when did you join, Sumit, Geology Concepts?
Back in March 2021.
Okay, so soon after we started the batch, you joined us. So, do you think that was the main idea behind joining the batch, that you start from the very basics and start from very early so that you get to learn things twice? Because as you know, we have a bicycle of our course every year. So that you think that that was a positive point for you that you joined
Yeah,
early?
that was one of the many points, and yeah, I think I was in the need for a direction because that time there was lockdown and we were not having proper classes, proper guidance from the university side. There were online classes, of course. Those were good, but not enough for entrance purpose. So I think yes, it was quite necessary at that point to have a direction, and this. I had that in mind that soon the syllabus will be covered and I'll get much enough time for revision.
Right. So did you appear for the last year exam, Sumit?
No, no, I was not eligible. I think. Oh, I think we can take the exam in second year as well, but I couldn't. I didn't take.
Okay, this was your
I was
first
not
attempt.
aware about it. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, that's great. And what has been your strategy during the preparation? Because see, our students and viewers are mostly interested in that. That what Sumit has followed, we're going to follow that same. So please share some insights on that.
It is not necessary that everyone has to follow the same
No,
strategy as
actually,
me
people
or any.
actually, my current batch students are also like inspired a lot by you. So
Yes, yes, I
they're
understand.
going to be very be waiting for this interview. So just share what you have done. Of course, you cannot copy the same things, but yeah, it will get ideas, right? Students will get
Mhm.
ideas.
There isn't any extraordinary strategy, I would say, but one important thing was, I doesn't matter how much I study, I try to keep it consistent. Like, it
Mhm.
was not like I studied for 8 9 hours a day. It was, I think, in the starting at least it was 3 4 hours. Then progressively I tried to increase my study hours. But at the starting it was surely, it was not more than 3 4 hours, sure, in the starting few months. Then from that 4 5 months, then 5 6 months, so you have to increase your study hours progressively. But more importantly, it is not about the quantity of time you spend studying, it is about the quality and how you study, not how much you study.
Right.
And so the approach is quite important. And for me, the main idea I had in mind was, I'll not just only study. While studying, I'll keep my mind I'll frame my mind in such a way that I'm constantly looking for questions. Like, from this part, this question may come. From this part, this question may come. Such questions can be framed. And
Right.
with studying, it is very important that one should solve questions as well. The questions could be previous year questions. I
Mhm.
think for the starting, for a beginner, previous year questions are the best questions for someone to practice. And uh, progressively, you have to cross after you are done with previous year questions, you should move to questions from different websites, different coachings, or different books, the challenging ones, so that
Right.
you keep self checking yourself, how good you are getting at those topics,
Right.
and where you are missing. I think that's the supreme strategy for any aspirant, that you should study, and at the same time, simultaneously, you should solve questions to fill the
Exactly.
missing gap.
Yes. So evaluating yourself is a very important, crucial point in
Very
your
important.
preparation, right? That has been
Mhm.
our major topic in the class as well. I've been keep you notified about the same. So keeping that in mind, we had test series, class tests, and we started
Mhm.
CBPs as well. So how
Mhm.
much do you think that helped you in your preparation? All these three things.
That has helped a lot. There were many times when I thought myself that yes, I have completed this topic and I'll be able to do any questions from this topic. And
Mhm.
sometimes when I actually do the questions from
Mhm.
CBP or test series, then I realize no, there is I still lack some things in this topic and I have to revise it again. So
Right.
that way, uh, self-checking and is through the questions from CBP's test series, it helped a lot.
Exactly. Because see what happens is previous year questions are some things that you already know and you come across quite often. But when you face new questions, that's a bigger challenge. So that you
Yes,
get
sir.
only in new test
Uh-huh.
series or class test or something that you had already. So
Yes, sir.
because that is going
Exactly.
to
Any.
be in your
Uh-huh.
exam as well, the new questions.
Uh-huh. Yes, sir. So any serious aspirant will understand that if you continuously keep solving previous year questions, you kind of memorize them. So when you see the
Exactly, right.
questions, when you see the options, you automatically, you don't even have to run things in your mind. You don't have to revise the concepts. Just by
Exactly.
seeing the questions, you'll be able to answer yes, this option is correct without even applying the concept or logic there.
Right.
So I think after one point, previous year questions are not very effective. So you have to try new questions. You have to challenge yourself.
Yes, right. So yeah, exactly. So how much did you solve the test series? Did you complete it by any chance or did
Yes,
you
sir.
just left it?
No, I completed it. Paisa vasool.
Yeah, because the reason I'm asking this because I know personally a lot of students of my batch do not solve it. I don't know why they do not find it, uh, worthy, but it's actually right that you can
Yes,
yourself
sir.
say. So
Yes,
you
sir.
you have solved it. So how much marks did you score while solving the mock tests, like the complete ones?
Uh, I remember in the first test I scored around 69, I think,
Okay.
something near 69 or 68, something like that.
Hmm.
And in the second test, I scored very less. It was something 48, I think, and I was very disappointed and demoralized by that. Uh, but in the third test again, I scored something 72. So I think it also depends on the difficulty of the paper. Sometimes the papers are difficult, and
Hmm.
it's not really about yeah. It is about how much you score, but at the starting you should focus more on where you are making the mistakes and for what
Exactly.
reasons you are not scoring well.
Yeah.
So that's important. And you should not compare one test with another test. Like, you got 60 here, you got 48 here, you should not be demoralized by it. You look at look at how much you are scoring in the same test. If the next time you solve the same test series and you are not making much difference, like you got 68 and then the next attempt you get around 72, I don't think that much of a good progress, because
Hmm.
you have already solved the paper, so you know the questions you have solved already, and the missing part you I think you have to make a larger difference to be able
Right.
to be able to be sure that make sure that you have actually made a progress.
Right. So actually, while solving the test series, the idea should be and the focus should be on the marks that you didn't get, because you should know that
Hmm.
why did you not get those marks, where did you lag. So that's the idea behind the test series, and that's absolutely
It's not
the
about the marks you get, it's about the marks you miss.
you didn't get. Exactly, that's the basic idea behind that. So that's absolutely correct. Talking about the demotivation, Sumit, I'm coming to this point that in your preparation phase of about 10 to 11 months, you must have faced uh, a time when you felt, demotivated about preparation or your practice. So how did you manage that? I'm sure you must have been through that.
Yes, yes. I think every aspirant faces that phase.
Yes.
For me, it was around like in the first 6 months of preparation, I think I was quite confident. And after 6 months, slowly I started noticing that, oh, others are progressing much more. And I think I have progressed. I think I am at the same level where I started. I had those kind of feelings, and I was not scoring very well in the test. So yeah, I was demotivated at that point. But I think it, that happens to everyone, so I
Yeah.
think it's just normal, it's okay to feel that way. You just have to continue what you are doing, and you don't have to look at how others are performing or how others are doing. Just focus on yourself and take step by step, one step at a time. Just don't think about what I have to do in the next 3 4 months. My exam is after 3 4 months, so only 3 4 months are remaining. I have to study this much. How will I complete all these things? I think you don't have to think that. You just make a strategized plan on how to complete the syllabus in a limited time and leave time for revision as well. And just focus on what you need to do today. I need to study structural today. I will study structural today. Tomorrow I have to study paleontology. Tomorrow I'll study that. So
Right.
just focus on what I have to do today, and those small steps, those small actions, I think it will all sum up one day, and you will feel confident about it soon.
Yeah.
And it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to feel demotivated. That happens to each one of us, even the All India rank one, All India rank two. I think all the toppers, not just about, not just in the context of JAM, but any exam. I think all the toppers, even they have faced a tough time in their preparation, and they have to overcome it.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a part of life, like everything you do, you face that time. But yeah, the winner is the winner is the one who faces and overcomes the challenges, right? So that's what you have also done. So the basic idea is that you keep on working what you're doing, and the bigger goal behind that preparation or after that preparation should be your ultimate destination, right? So that keeps you going. So that, yeah, that's absolutely correctly put. Now coming to the exam day, Sumit, what was it like? Like, you would have been nervous, of course. Where was your center, exam center?
Exam center was here in Guwahati itself.
Okay.
It's around 20 kilometers from my place.
Mhm.
I'll tell about the exam day. Just before the exam day, I was not nervous actually.
Okay.
Surprisingly, I because I read so much so much about the tips that on exam day you should chill, you should not be nervous.
Okay.
So I was very chill. I was listening to songs. I was just I didn't even study on the exam day. Like just before the exam day, I revised a little bit, and in the early morning I revised. After that, the 3 4 hours before exam, I didn't study. I just wanted my mind to be calm. So I was very chill. But when I sat for the exam and I saw the questions, the questions were of such high level that after seeing the questions, that time I got nervous.
Yeah, then
I
the
started
nervousness
thinking,
came.
yes, yes, that time the nervousness came, and I thought 1 year of preparation will go into vain because these questions are so tough. I have no idea how will I do these questions, and each question was taking so much time. I was scared that I will not have time to solve the big numericals that I have at the end of the question paper. So yeah, I got nervous at that point. But somehow I took the exam. Somehow I completed as many questions as I can. At the end, even I guessed some questions. But I think that one should be very careful about guessing questions because, especially in case of MCQs, I'm seeing because there is negative marking. So one wrong answer will bring your marks to a much lower level.
Hmm.
So I think one should be very careful. I took the risk, and the risk rewarded me, I guess. But it's not the case with everyone. So I would not recommend it to anyone.
Yeah, right.
Mm, at least not from my side. If you are taking your own risk, then it's your decision. But I won't recommend someone to guess the answers.
Yeah, it's never a good idea to take risk in MCQs at least, right? You lose a lot, like if
Exactly.
things doesn't go well, right? But yeah, I would
Mhm.
suggest or recommend that you should not leave MSQs and NATs at least because they do not have a
Yeah,
negative
no.
marking. So you can go with a
Mhm.
logical guess because whatever you have
Mhm.
studied, you just collect that and
Mhm.
just give it a shot. So
Some
that's
people, some people miss leave the MSQs then NATs. I would no, I would strictly recommend that one should attempt all the MSQs and all the NATs, even if you don't know any NATs, put any value, apply any logic and put any value you wish. If you
exactly.
don't know, if you can't even put logic, then just put your favorite number there. There, there is some 0.001% probability that yeah, it can turn out to be the right answer. So I don't
Exactly.
think one should ever miss. One should ever miss the NATs and MSQs. MSQs, I think one can attempt by just if you don't know the answer, just randomly select any options you like. It may turn out to be true. Mhm.
And how did you feel after the exam? Like paper was tough because I kept receiving calls from my students and they have been saying that paper was really tough, sir. So how did you go about it? Like, were you confident with your performance that you will make it?
No, I was not confident actually. Just after the exam, I was very demotivated. I thought I will not get into any good IIT or any not in any IIT. I thought, and even if I got, I thought I would get it very on the edge. I will get
Yeah.
those kind of thoughts, and I started thinking what other entrances I can give for a good institute. And so those kind of thoughts were running in my mind. So to summarize, I would say I was not at all confident with my performance.
Okay. And finally, how much marks did you get?
74.
74. Wow, that's amazing. So 74 is actually good. But you didn't hope for it, right? As you said, things did go well for you, so that's why you just got a shot. But yeah, definitely you had some logic for the risk that you have took. So that paid you really well. Yeah, that's right. So now my next question to you, Sumit, is that uh you are 26 marks short. Of course no one can score 100 marks, but like what could have you done during preparation or during your exam to fill that gap? What you might feel that there is some gap.
Specifically, in case of 2022 JAM, I would say that if I had just practiced the gate paper questions, then I think I would have been able to solve certain numericals, because certain numericals were from, I would say it was very similar to previous gate paper questions from gate. The only the values were changed. Like I don't exactly remember the questions, but they were very similar to some gate questions.
Okay.
Just the values were changed. So I think, yeah, I think if I had practiced the gate questions properly, given more time to them, I would have scored good in this one. That 6 marks of gap that would have been filled.
Okay.
And yes, uh, some things you just have to remember. There is no shortcut for that. And I was very bad at remembering things, so I kind of kept some things, like remembering the formulas for some minerals. And there was one numerical which required you to remember the formula for chalcopyrite, and some
Okay.
other minerals were there. So
Hmm.
you had to use the formula, then the molecular mass and everything. You have to. There was a lot of concepts and some
Right.
memorization
Yeah.
stuff. So at that question I couldn't solve. That was 2 mark question I couldn't solve. I somehow calculated a number and I attempted it, but I just wish I had looked the formula for those minerals. Then I could have at least scored 2 marks more.
Exactly. So this is something I mentioned in the class as well, that don't think that gate is not your level. Whatever you have studied and whatever is in your syllabus, I kept on saying, and even we solved the questions of gate in our exam, right? In our classes, right? So that was our motto as well. And you also said it right, that we should also solve gate questions, because see, in this domain, we already are short of questions. So why skip the questions that we already have? So there are a good quality questions of gate examination already, so we should go for it. I have always, recommended my students, you know it already, but do not, go beyond your scope of the jam syllabus. You cannot
Mhm.
solve something that is not in your syllabus, and then you'll feel demotivated, but don't do that. But at least there is a lot of similarity. I would say 60 to 70% syllabus is same, so you can go about those questions. At least you'll get a different dimension of learning. So that's one thing that you felt was missing. So I would also recommend the futures aspirants to, take that note from you, that
Mhm.
solve gate questions as well, because that can fill a little gap that they might have. So that's right. So, and what do you think you must have done in the exam itself, at the day of the exam, that could have, you know got better for you? Like, you must have felt pressure. So, and do you think that because of that pressure, under pressure, you must have underperformed somehow, if you could have
Yes,
handled that?
there is one thing, and which is time management. Uh,
Exactly.
Before attending the exam, during mock tests and all, I observed that I could solve the question in around 1.5 hour, 1 hour
Mhm.
30 minutes. So I was not very worried about the time. But when I said for the real exam, the one should note that the real exam is very different. The environment, your mind during the exam is very different than the mock test, than the test you solve on yourself in your sitting in your room. It's a completely different feeling. So when I was sitting for the exam, and plus the question were very tough, so it was very high level questions. So when I was going through the questions, I realized that I'm investing too much time in the starting questions, the 1 mark MCQs, the 2 mark MCQs, and by the end I had to solve the last 10 NATs in 30 minutes. So
Yeah.
that was quite a rush, and that thing I regret very much, the time management.
Hmm.
So one should be very prepared, one should be very smart about time management. When you sit for the exam, try to solve whole paper within 2 hours so that you have 1 hour for revision. Because when you revise, I'm pretty sure you will find 2 or 3 mistakes that you
Right.
can correct, and you can assure a good mark in the exam. So
Exactly.
yeah, I would say uh, time management is a very important thing. So you should be prepared about time management. You should be smart enough to leave some time for revision.
Yeah, so that is
So
why,
that's it.
I think test series are important for, because you can,
Mhm.
change your strategies while solving the mock papers. That how do you manage the time? You can also, get the time report of your every mock, and then you can, see that how much time do you take in every mock, and then you can decide that you have to be a little faster or slower based on that. So that's a good point that you have put here. Now, I want to ask something which, very students are will feel similarity with, that in the starting of your preparation, of course, you're preparing for something that is a very bigger achievement, if you get it. So you must have a fear and insecurity while starting. You must have had that in the same manner, because you were a sophomore while your preparation. You did not have much idea, or even if you had, you did not have the idea or the level of jam that you
Mhm.
must have. So how did you overcome those fears and insecurities during your preparation?
I think the only way to overcome such insecurities is to learn as much as you can, learning from the notes and from the books. Since nowadays people have quite less time, so they can't invest much time in books. But
Mhm.
I think I would recommend books. If you have time, if you are starting from your first year, then uh, go for books. I think books provide, the it will provide you enough ample knowledge, uh, so you will start finding interest in subjects you you were finding boring before.
Right.
So I think the only way to overcome such insecurities or fear about preparing for the exam is to learn as much as you can, self-evaluate yourself, and when you actually start noticing the progress that yes, I am a little better than the last time I attempted this exam, then automatically your fear will start decreasing, your confidence level will increase. I think confidence is the antidote to your fear.
Exactly. One important point you have just made, Sumit, that is notes. So you
Mhm.
must have prepared notes during your preparation.
Correct.
So how did you prepare it, and what importance do that carry? Can you just share some thoughts on that?
Yes, sir. Notes are basically the main motive, I would say, for notes is when you do the last minute revision.
Hmm.
So notes should be made in such a way that should not consume much of your time. They should be in bullet points and very precise. They should not necessarily be in proper grammar because you're not preparing for any descriptive exam.
Right.
This will be completely subjective. So just prepare in bullet points and very short notes. Use keywords. Use diagrams because diagrams, flowcharts. I think flowchart diagrams. These help a lot in you know for those who have, what do you call it, pictographic memory or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it's
forgot.
always better to, imagine things in pictorial form. Yeah. Right.
Yes, like, whatever way you are comfortable, just make short notes for revision. This will help you a lot when you have to revise at the last moment, because 2 3 days before exam you can't just go on reading books, the whole book. These are okay for preparing when you have started preparing 1 year or 2 years before the exam. But at the last moment when you have to revise, I think notes are a very important part of it. You just have to frame your notes in such a way that you just have to turn 2 3 pages and you are done with the syllabus.
Right.
So I think that should be kept in mind.
Yeah. So exactly, you have said it right. That notes are something that should be precise so that you can revise them anytime, and that will, always you will always want to revise your notes. It will not be a burden for you that it's a very long notes. You don't want to go through all of them. So that's one thing. Another thing is that this is something that will be with you uh, your lifetime, for your lifetime, right? Now you will be in future appearing for gate or csir net. So then also these notes will be very crucial for you and will be beneficial to you. So that is a very strong point over here, that you should have notes, everyone, and you cannot go back all the time to revise the books or video lectures, right? Yeah, so that's correct. Now towards the end, Sumit, I would like you to, in a nutshell, summarize everything that you have said, that how should one student like you prepare for this exam and achieve what he has dreamt of.
So there is one thing that is the most important, and it is consistency. So consistency, work smart with consistency. So when you start preparing, study simultaneously, you solve questions, and uh, above all, you should focus on the fact that your health is more important than anything. So one should not really overburden themselves with studies, because after one point, if you get too exhausted, you will start even losing interest in what you are studying or what you're preparing for. So prepare, and at the same time keep a track of your health, of your mental and physical health. If you think things are very overburdening you, take a break, take a small break, then come back again, then take break, then come back again. I think you should really prepare while balancing everything. Then solve previous year question papers, solve test series, and extra questions from whatever source available, from as many sources as you can. Uh, and yes, and don't think that solving a question once will help you. Solve the same questions twice, thrice, because that way you will revise when I think a very effective way of revising is solving questions, because when you solve questions you apply 2 3 concepts at the same time, and that's how you connect things. And that's when you connect things, your brain automatically stores that in your core memory. So it is likely that you will remember things more when you remember them by solving questions.
Yeah.
That's it, I
That's
think.
very good, Sumit. And I would also recommend you to suggest some scope of improvement if you find for geology concepts, because you have used a lot of, uh, whatever we offer, like CBP test series, live classes, video lectures. So in all of these, always there is a scope of improvement. So if you feel there is something that we should work more, just let us know about that.
Uh, Everything is great, but I think some things can be better on about the test series, because while I was solving, I noticed some errors, and I think I have reported you as well
Yes, right.
about the errors.
Those are rectified. Yeah.
So I think those errors can be rectified, and some questions, I would say, some questions can be made better.
Okay.
Yeah, almost I would say 80 to 90% of the questions were very good. They're very
Hmm.
good quality questions, and some questions I found like not of that as good as rest of them. So I
Hmm.
think some improvement can be made on the test series side. Otherwise, CBPs, the questions are excellent. The question I faced in CBPs were very good. Yeah, that's it, sir. Nothing more.
Okay, yeah, I'll keep a note of that, Sumit, definitely. So with this, I would end the discussion over here, and I would again congratulate on your biggest success, and all the best for your future endeavors as well, Sumit. Keep in touch with us and keep inspiring all our students. And if it is possible and if required, I would like to invite you once again on our YouTube channel to have such kind of discussion where you can motivate and inspire people, right? So thank you once again for coming, for joining us with us, Sumit, and all the best. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye bye, sir.